Hi, my name is Loes Veldpaus. I'm a senior lecturer, architecture and urban planning, and my research is really focused on heritage and care and how we can think through the idea of conservation by using ethics of care as a concept. So protecting and conserving are, of course, ways of caring, albeit very particular and maybe patriarchal ways. So when conservation is thought of as care, it tends to be a practice of caring for or about through feelings of concern or interest. And thus a way of protecting from harm or to keep intact, to prevent loss or decay, or in the sense of something being in the care of stewards or caretakers, of custodians, as those who save and safeguard. But people, of course, take care in many different and many more ways, in different coexisting capacities, by using, holding, volunteering, visiting, inhabiting, wandering, refusing, researching, organizing, resisting, retelling, dreaming, protesting, designing, and many, many more ways. We don't have to limit our understandings of care to the boundaries of conservation. We can take care on its own terms. What does it mean? How is it understood? And what may it mean for the way we understand heritage? There are many definitions of care. A commonly used one is the one by Fisher and Toronto from 1990. They suggest that, quote, caring can be viewed as a species activity that includes everything that we do to maintain, continue, and repair our world, so that we can live in it as well as possible. That world includes our bodies, ourselves, and our environment, all of which we seek to interweave in a complex, life-sustaining web, end quote. Building on this concept, on this definition, and on the work of scholars such as Lisa Ravna-Finbok and Sarah Ahmed, Patricia Hill-Collins, Maria Puy de Bella Casa, and Annemarie Mol, we can understand care as relational. Care moves between an activity and relatedness. It is something that we do in relation. And from there, we can reflect on why we don't generally understand the ways we deal with heritage as relational. What if we see conservation as relational, as something that we do and feel and practice, something that is a condition, an action, and puts us in connection with someone, with something, somewhere, in the past, present, or in the future? We can focus our attention on care, on the care that happens between us and the heritage, or between us and others through the heritage. We may consider a duty of care to the materiality or immateriality of the heritage, but can also ask what it would mean to think about a duty of care to the relations between that heritage and us. We can ask who or where or what is not being cared for or is being cared for in the past, present, or future through caring for this heritage. What relations to people, places, and projects in the past, present, or future are being reinforced, reproduced, erased, dismantled in the way we care for this heritage? Why is it that one feels a duty of care towards breaking or maintaining their relationship with heritage, or a relationship with others through heritage? Why does its persistence matter? And what futures are embodied in this heritage that matter so much, that are made to matter through caring for it? Heritage practice is often a way of managing and mitigating levels of harm or deterioration, with a focus on the harm to heritage assets, to capital, rather than harm to life and to people. Thinking of conservation as care can help us address the myriad of ways the historic environment reproduces injustices. Another core argument in care literature is that care isn't inherently good. It isn't neutral, it isn't equal, it isn't clean. It can be emotional, it can be troubling, it can be unsettling. It comes in different forms. It comes in different acts and different politics. And obviously, also heritage and conservation are political. They are not inherently good, neutral, or equal. What, where, and who we care for is a choice, necessarily. Care over here can kill over there. And what care does is not always what we intend it to do. Care, like conservation, tends to come from a good place. It's usually well-intended and can easily be understood as inherently good, especially by the caregiver. But is the care given the care wanted, the care needed, the care asked for? How do we understand the ways care is not being given or is being given, imposed, received, withheld, or refused, and do we know why? As Narayan in her 1995 article shows us, protecting in the name of care can become a paternalistic caring, as found in the colonial discourse. The settler colonial state cares for its heritage very well. Care can be used as a form of control, domination, by the powerful and the privileged, who then narrate the other as in need of care, in need of protection, in need of help with protection. It is a way of caring that comes with the inherently racist obligation to bring the light to those who were or are colonized, and all the violence of erasure encapsulated in those acts of care. So what makes us claim that the care given is also the care wanted and the care needed? What futures and past are we relating to and setting up for by the way we care for heritage? How are we colonizing the future by the ways we care for the past?